Good morning, friends. I am Reverend Christin Green. My pronouns are she and her. And welcome to June. We made it. I don't know how that happened. And welcome to our annual flower communion service. It is so wonderful to see each and every one of you. I'd like to share that the Unitarian Universalist religious educator and ordained interfaith eco-chaplain named Sarah Lewis gives this wonderful brief history of our ritual practices. Unitarian Universalism is a tradition with fewer rituals and regular liturgical elements than many other traditions, but we do have a few. The most common liturgical ritual for us, of course, is to light a chalice. This is a ritual element that began sometime in the 1970s, as UUs were inspired by the symbol that had been created originally for the Unitarian Service Committee. Another ritual we observe every year is water communion, usually in early September. We come together at the beginning of a new church year, and today, as we are coming to the end of a congregational year, we observe flower communion. Now, the word communion might have a familiar meaning from the Christian tradition of the ritual of sharing consecrated bread and wine, but I also love the dictionary definition of the word, the sharing or exchanging of intimate thoughts and feelings, especially when the exchange is on a mental or spiritual level. Communion. So I believe that is what we are doing when we hold any communion, that we are exchanging thoughts and feelings at a spiritual level through the sharing of a symbolic object. For the flower communion, that object is flowers, a perfect symbol for the unique beauty that each of us brings and how that beauty is increased by being together in community. The flower communion is actually older than the water communion or even the chalice lighting. It was first introduced in the Unitarian Church in Prague in 1923 by their founding minister, Norbert Čapek. Dr. Čapek's wife, Maya, was in the US when World War II broke out and was unable to return home to Prague. After the war, it was revealed that her husband, Norbert, had been killed in a Nazi concentration camp. The flower communion that was started there was brought to the United States and Unitarian congregations around 1940 by Maya, who also became an ordained minister. The history of resistance to evil and to suffering brings a level of depth to the flower communion. It's a celebration of beauty, of nature, and of community, but is not without a certain fierceness. Holding fast to beauty and goodness, even when we also know that there is so much wrong in the world, it's a form of fierce resistance. Like the flowers themselves, we continue to bloom. It is said that whenever Dr. Čapek conducted his flower communion in Prague, he would speak these words as he consecrated the flowers. Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessings on these thy messengers of fellowship and truth and love. May they remind us amid the diversities of knowledge and of gifts to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of the most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do thy work in this world. please remain seated as our choir shares a musical response. We dedicate time in our service each week to address what we call matters of the heart, to reflect on and share our joys and triumphs, our sorrows, and our broken places. To guide our hearts and minds as we enter into a time of meditation and prayer, I offer words entitled Travelers Upon the Earth by Elizabeth M. Strong. It has taken months beneath cold ground for these flowers to prepare their blooming. It has taken each of us long times of growth through sorrow and joy to prepare for our living now. The blooming season is short. The flowers stay only a brief time. We are travelers upon the earth, travelers through all to brief lifetimes. Therefore, let our moments be bountiful. Let us rejoice in our unique colors, aromas, and sounds, and let us celebrate together in love. That, as we travel away, we take with us the memory of golden hours together among the flowers. We light one final candle this morning for all that remains unspoken within our hearts. It may feel too large or too small to share. You may not be ready to hear it read out loud, But please know that our community holds these things with you in silence, even if the words never come. We honor all that we carry in our hearts and know that the flame of our faith, kindled here, resides within us also at all times. So may it ever be. As a musical response, you're invited to remain seated to join in singing hymn 1048, Ubi Caritas, which translates from Latin to, where charity and love abound, God, the divine, the Holy Spirit of life and love, is there among that charity and love. May it be so as we sing. As we learned earlier, the flower communion ritual was created by Norbert and Maja Čapek, who founded the Unitarian Church in Czechoslovakia. Norbert introduced this special service to his church in Prague on June 4th, 1923. For some time, he had felt the need for some symbolic ritual that would bind people more closely together. The format had to be one that would not alienate any who had forsaken other religious traditions. The traditional Christian communion service with bread and wine was unacceptable to members of this congregation because of their strong reaction against the Catholic faith. So he turned to the native beauty of their countryside for elements of a communion which would be genuine to them. This simple ritual was the result. It was a success. It was such a success that it was held yearly just before the summer recess of the church.
People were asked to bring a flower of their choice, either from their own gardens or from the field or the roadside. When they arrived, a large vase stood waiting in the vestibule, attended by 2 young members of the church school. Each person was asked to place their own flower in the vase. This signified that it was by their own free will they joined with the others. The vase that contained all the flowers was a symbol of the united church fellowship.
The young attendants helped with the arrangement of the bouquet, and later they carried the vase up to the front of the sanctuary and placed it on a table there. Dr. Čapek then said a prayer, after which he walked over and consecrated the flowers while the congregation stood. The 2 attendants then took the vase back out into the vestibule.
After the service, as people left the church, they went to the vase, and each took a flower from the vase other than the one they had brought. The significance of the flower communion is that no 2 flowers are alike, just as no 2 people are alike. Yet each has a contribution to make. Together, the different flowers form a beautiful bouquet. Our common bouquet would not be the same without the unique addition of each individual flower. And thus, it is with our church community. It would not be the same without each and every one of us as unique individuals. Thus, this service is a statement of our community.
By exchanging flowers, we show our willingness to come together in our search for truth, mindful of all that might divide us, yet choosing to gather anyway. Each person takes home a flower brought by someone else, thus symbolizing our shared celebration in community. This communion of sharing is essential to a free people of a free religion.
If you have brought flowers with you, we welcome your contribution. And if you've come empty-handed today, no worries. We welcome your presence and have laid some additional flowers on the table for you to place among our bouquets.
As I invite each of you to approach the table with a joyful reverence and to make your contribution to the collective and receive the gift of another.
As you take your chosen flower, notice its particular shape and beauty. Handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else has brought to you. It represents that person's unique humanity and therefore deserves your kindest of touch.
Our ushers will come forward to invite each row to join us at the table exactly as you are. So come, beloveds, let us co-create a symbol of our community together as our choir sings. To bless these magnificent bouquets that remain even after we have taken from them, I offer adapted words by Norbert Chapek that he prayed over the flower communion. In the name of providence, which implants the seed, the future of the tree, and in the hearts of all people, the longing to live in love, in the name of the highest, in the name we move, in whom we move, and who makes the parent, the sibling what they are, in the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrifice their lives to hasten the coming of peace and justice, let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real siblings, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us from one another. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are one family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Amen. I always enjoy this flower communion, and I noticed that many of you could not help but smile as you approached the table and handled the blossoms and leaves. Arranging flowers can be a spiritual practice that teaches us things. Anything that reminds us that we are interdependent and precious exactly as we are is a spiritual practice. Anything that fosters that sense of purpose and connection. Ikebana is an ancient Japanese art of arranging flowers. Centuries ago, simple flower arrangements were a way of honoring the Buddha. This practice evolved over time into the more formal art of ikebana, which roughly translates to making flowers come alive. It is a contemplative practice that embodies Buddhist principles. If a petal happens to fall in the water, then so be it. It's all part of the Japanese notion of wabi-sabi, the Buddhist belief that there's beauty in imperfection. Angie Cho writes about going on a week-long Buddhist retreat to meditate and arrange flowers. In our first arrangement, we were given hosta leaves. Thank you for bringing hosta leaves. Someone from the choir, Pat, I believe. The plant is full, soft, moist, green leaves with delicate stems, and I tried for several minutes to arrange my leaf exactly where I wanted it. I had this vision in my mind, and I really wanted the hosta leaf to stay in this perfect spot. While sitting there, frustrated with my hosta, I heard my neighbor grumble. When I peered in his direction, I couldn't help but giggle. His hosta leaf also had a mind of its own. Although it's not a flower, this hosta leaf taught me not to expect something from it which it cannot give. We can receive teachings from an everyday experience. Do not expect a flower or a leaf or a person that which they cannot give. Florist Holly Carlisle offers advice on how to make your own ikebana arrangements. First, arrangements should be regarded as a reflection of the specific moment in time, a snapshot or portrait, paying reverence to the season. What a lesson in living in the moment. Life is as fleeting as cherry blossom season. It comes in like a burst of light and color, which cannot be preserved for longer than its season. We can handle it with care and nurture it and thank it for its beauty and lessons of ease. We can even try to photograph it. But we must also accept and embrace the flowers that are around us in this season. Second, Carlisle reminds us that the items you select for your arrangement don't need to be perfect. Crooked stems and uneven shapes are welcome. Thank goodness, right? What a blessing that we are all welcome in this place, in this vessel. It's not about perfection, it's about connection. It's not about whether or not we fit together, it's about how. The last lesson on flower arranging that I'd like to share today actually comes from one of our very own, UUCY member Stevie Stork. She hosts a creative seasonal living club for gardeners and nature lovers based in New York County, and I came across an article she wrote about arranging flowers, which includes 5 simple steps. And my summary is nowhere near as articulate as Stevie's article, but I took away the following wisdom. First, find inspiration. Look around you for uniqueness. What catches your attention? Second, choose your vessel. There are so many that we laid out today, and they all got a touch. Clear, opaque, tall, short, wide, narrow. What sort of flowers or greenery is available to you or around you? How tall are the stems? How heavy are the blooms? What do they need? The third one is add structure. We all need help sometimes. And Stevie suggests trying a tape grid across the top of the vase, or some chicken wire inside to support the stems when they go inside so they don't just kind of wander. Use a formula is step 4. Follow some sort of guidelines and best practices, like taking time and being thoughtful about your placement. What would be the best way to incorporate new flowers or new greenery? 5th, flower care. Nourish. What does your arrangement need to survive? Water? Sunlight? Those little packets that they come with sometimes from the grocery store? And I've also heard you can make it from flour and baking soda and vinegar, just household items to keep your flowers alive. Well, we started this morning with step 1. This bouquet that is UUCY is truly inspired, I think. Just look around you. I mean, this season of UUCY is really special. We're growing. We've got faces we don't recognize, and that's such a nice problem. And this snapshot is one for the books. The second part, choosing the vessel, this vessel that we're inside of right now is so sacred. It's changed over time, and you all take really good care of it. I can imagine that it may have needed an occasional rinse, as vessels do. It may have become too small to accommodate the gathered group at times, but we remain prepared for adaptation with our understanding that this is a living faith tradition that breathes and grows and changes. So we have a certain structure and formula for us to figure out how we do things with each other. We are a people of covenant who make agreements with each other and break agreements with each other because we're human. And then we renew our agreements and try again. We covenant to honor our values and our diversity as our community's common strengths, to be responsible for our actions and our words, to speak and listen with our hearts and minds open, to give ourselves and receive that which is given, to keep and honor personal boundaries, to respect privacy and confidentiality, and finally, to unite on the side of love for our earth, our community, and ourselves. Finally, if we follow Stevie's eloquent steps, we believe in care, in flower care, in people care. We believe in nurturing this loving community. That's part of our mission. Inspiring lifelong spiritual personal growth and acting for a better world is all part of that care. We believe in the possibility of beauty and peace and freedom and love. Dr. Chapek's prayer echoes in my heart with these realizations. In this holy resolution, may we be strengthened knowing we are one family, that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. And may we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life. Blessed be, may it be so, and amen. Let us set our hearts and minds on freedom. Let us dream a sweet dream of peace. Let us hold out our hands in the name of love as we join in singing hymn number 1026. Thank you. May it be so. What a year it has been. I'm not just talking about the last week. I mean the year, the congregational year that we have endured together. We have seen many changes, weathered numerous storms, and pulled together when the load was heavy alone. Just as each of us has experienced the reciprocal beauty of giving and receiving during our flower communion, we truly practice this ritual each time we give or receive from this community. So for the sake of illustration, I'm just curious what it would look like if everyone on our board of directors that was here today stood or raised their hands in some way and kept them raised for just a moment. Okay. Now, what about our choir? What if we added our choir members in? Let's keep those hands raised. What about folks that are in our RE program? They volunteer, they facilitate, they might be coming of age mentors, our lay leaders, our committee members, our action team members, our buildings and grounds crew, our gardeners. Anyone who works on special events like the auction or the Pride Party this coming Saturday. How about the coffee and kitchen crew? If anyone is lucky enough to have wandered in here, to be in here during worship. Our ushers may be inside and outside our sanctuary, as are our worship associates, our greeters, our offering collection counters, those who count heads on Sunday mornings to measure our growth. Some people have 2 hands up at this point. Those who gather to read together, to drum together, to walk and talk together, and knit together. Those who provide care in the form of rides or meals or help or hugs. Those who think about our safety and security. Those who hold us accountable financially. Those who help us raise money. Those who give money to support the work of UUCY. Those who do things we take for granted and don't thank enough. Yes. That's the Netflix category, is people we don't thank enough and we often take for granted, our tech team volunteers. And those who take the message and mission of this place outside of these walls. You are also volunteers here, doing the work of this congregation. We are blessed to have each of you. Just look around before you put your hands down. I know some have gotten too tired. I think there were lots of hands up in this sanctuary. We are so blessed by each and every one of you, and by so many more who aren't physically able to be here today. This place is truly incredible. Sue and I will offer a responsive reading by J. Libby in a moment. When we lift our hands, we invite you to respond with the phrase, "And so we thank you." And I don't want you to do it as kind of a dirge, "And so we thank you." I mean, really mean it. The things that happen here are not magical. They happen because of our hard work. So dig it up from your heart, this gratitude, as we begin. When there was a need, you came forward. And so we thank you. Nice.
In the nighttime or daytime, on weekends, and even in the coldest, darkest part of the year, you helped. So we thank you.
Elected and duly appointed, or quietly, anonymously, and unbidden, you did what needed doing. So we thank you.
Sometimes with the help of many hands, others alone, you worked.
You gave your time, talent, and even your treasure for the life of the congregation. And so we thank you.
Your families and loved ones supported you in your efforts, worried for you when things piled up, and perhaps grumbled at you for the extent of your commitment.
And so we thank you. And that you includes your families. We thank your families. For all things great and small you have given this congregation, we take time to recognize and honor you today. Blessed be. Would you please rise? Rise, yes. Yeah. Rise in spirit, and join as a collective to sing 402.
We now invite you into a spirit of generosity as we collect our weekly offering. Each month, we commit to share our offering collection with a community organization that upholds our values. Our Share the Plate partner for June is called Friends and Neighbors. I invite Dylan Suter to come forward and share more about this organization and its work. What's that? Ah, there you are. Welcome. Right. Solder. It was a 50-50 chance.
That's right. Standing here okay? Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Dylan Sauter. First of all, I'd like to thank you for letting me come here and speak. This is an amazing place. This campus is amazing. It's beautiful, and it really reflects all of your faces. I mean, it's really amazing here. And so Friends and Neighbors, we are a homeless street outreach organization, the only one in York, Pennsylvania, who does what we do. We go out every single day, meets people where they are, if it's in their vehicle, couch surfing at a neighbor's or friend's or sister's or brother's house. They could be sleeping in abandoned buildings or in a tent in the woods. Really, wherever they are in that moment, we will go there and meet them, assess their needs, triage any kind of medical issues, bring gear, survival gear to stay warm, cool during the hot months, some food, some protein, snacks, things that we can keep on hand, and really just try to help their basic needs. That way they can continue on through their day and figure out a plan for what they're going to do. That is the main operation of our organization, and then the secondary operation is we run a day shelter. So while we're out every day talking to people, we direct them back to our day shelter so we can further assess needs and help them with community partners such as WellSpan, UPMC is there, Family First. We really have a lot of people that come together and make a community in our day shelter, just like you guys do here. So yeah, some of the items that we give out every day are bus passes, that's a huge one, cell phones, we do food, like I said, tents, sleeping bags, and all kinds of stuff to sleep outside. Currently it is illegal to camp outside in York, so it is really just daily survival for people that have to live out on the streets or sleep in parking lots. It's also not legal to sleep in parking lots. So we really just want to create our sense of community somewhere that people feel safe and have somewhere that they can go and feel like they're not going to be run out or they'll be respected just as everybody else is. That's the main shtick. I personally am a special populations advocate, so I go into the prison, I help people who are touched by the justice system or have an SUD or OUD, which is a substance use disorder, an opiate use disorder, any kind of use disorder, alcohol. I am specially trained to help with that. Some of that training comes with my lived-in experience of being an addict of over 10 years ago, and they really use that and leverage that strength to help other people on their journey to try to get clean and stay healthy. So I really, really appreciate you all and helping collect for our organization, because 100% of the donation will go straight into our programs and into gear to help people. Thank you. Also, I will be around for coffee hour. If you have any pointed questions or anything, you can ask me there. And thank you.
Thank you, Dylan. Our ushers will now come forward to collect the offering. If this is your first time visiting with us, please feel free to let the basket pass you by. Your presence is our gift today. Please join us in extinguishing our chalice and your home chalices if you have lit them, with the words printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
I hope you know by what we have experienced today that Dr. Čapek's life and words and ritual were not extinguished upon his death in the concentration camp. Just before he died, Dr. Čapek wrote a prayer reflecting on his own life and the state of his spirit. He said, "It is worthwhile to live and fight courageously for sacred ideals. Oh, blow ye evil winds into my body's fire. My soul you'll never unravel. Even though disappointed 1,000 times or fallen in the fight, and everything would seem worthless, I have lived amidst eternity. Be grateful, my soul, my life was worth living. He who was pressed from all sides but remained victorious in spirit is welcomed into the choir of heroes. He who overcame the fetters, giving wing to the mind, is entering into the golden age of the victorious. Beloveds, go in peace, go in joy, go in hope, and go in faith. Let us continue to show our appreciation for our singers as our choir offers a final gift of music this morning on the topic of faith.